Hello there. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you have been here before. As always, please drop a like, drop a comment, and go ahead and subscribe. I am very happy and I am very thrilled to have you all here with me. Today, I would like to discuss comedian MoNique. She is also an Oscar-winning actress, and she has been on the news and in the blogs for a few years now, pertaining to her truth telling and exposing of some of Black Hollywood's heavy hitters, specifically Mr. Tyler Perry, Miss Oprah Winfrey, and Lee Daniels. The beef started when they were working on the movie Precious. She was blackballed and she was labeled as difficult to work with. One thing that I know is that Lee Daniels came out a few years ago and he issued her an apology, and I believe they're cool now. But her issue with Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry has not been resolved. Recently, she went on the podcast Club Shay Shay. She refreshed everybody's memory of how she felt about Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. When she was on the Club Shay Shay, she also talked about her son. MoNique is married to her husband Sydney, which she called Daddy. With her husband, she has three sons, but before that marriage, there was her first son, which in total would be four sons that she has. Three by her husband, one before her marriage. When she was on Club Shay Shay, she talked about that relationship again, which, to be honest, I never heard her speak on her first son, but she spoke on him again, and those of us who didn't even know he existed, now we found out. Her son decided to respond via his TikTok. He treated her the way she has been treating the people that she's trying to call out. So he basically called her out with the same energy that she's been calling out the Hollywood elites. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get into my takeaways. Number one is we all have to clean our backyard before worrying about others. I have no doubt that MoNique was wronged by Black Hollywood, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah. However, she wanted to call them out when she still had issues with her first son that was unresolved. And just like she has the right to talk about him, he has all the right to come out and talk about her. I personally think it would have been a better idea if they were all handling this behind closed doors and we were not part of the group chat. But they're doing it publicly, so we get to basically be part of your little personal life in between her and her son, and I think that's something that she needs to take accountability for. She really has a lot to say about everybody else, but she also has a lot of dirt in her yard. And obviously, there's no such thing as a perfect victim, but it's really something when everything that you can say about everybody else can also be applied to you. She has a son who she treated the exact same way that everybody else treated her. Next, I would say number two, truth telling is not a profession. If that's what you as an artist or as an entertainer wants to do, you need to tread lightly. I do not believe that people should shut up about things. If you have a truth to tell, go ahead and say it. Miss MoNique had a lot on her chest, and it is her right to go ahead and express herself. However, truth telling doesn't pay the bills, and you take a high risk expressing yourself and exposing people. It's good to expose the truth, but she should have gradually went into the truth telling. I do not believe that the advice that Whoopi Goldberg gave her years ago, which is to just play the game, was a good advice. If you have a truth to tell, I believe you need to say it. But right now, she doesn't seem to have much of a safety net. I don't really know her personal life, but she doesn't really seem to have much of a safety net. She's just a truth teller. And even on Club Shay Shay, when she was asked if she has anything planned for the future as far as her career goes. I think she pretty much said, oh, now what she does is that she tells the truth. And telling the truth, yes, it's helpful for everybody else and it serves as entertainment, but it doesn't pay the bills. As far as I'm concerned, if I was in her shoes, I would tread very lightly. As far as telling the truth is concerned, I would still tell my truth, but I will make sure that I don't put too much on the line and I don't burn too many bridges. And if I can take legal actions instead of having to talk about certain situations, I'm gonna go ahead and take the legal actions. Number three, I'm going to say needing a daddy to help you change your habits is a sign that you are not healed. MoNique calls her husband Sydney daddy. I'm just gonna be honest, I do not like that at all. It's weird. It sounds like she's talking to her pimp. Now, based on the way she and her husband interact, a lot of people are drawing the conclusion that he is the problem. I do not disagree with that. She mentioned that at some point she had to get some money from Kevin Hart because they were dry. How can the man you call daddy doesn't make sure that you guys are just financially secure to the point where you don't have to get to that point? Your whole marriage dynamic is strange to me, but it's not for me to like or understand. She herself, she said she comes from a place of trauma, and before she met her daddy, she was always in fighting mode. Her daddy pretty much taught her how to be an adult woman. I personally think that's a sign that she's not healed yet, because you're supposed to do that inner work by yourself and grow on your own. Because if somebody else is influencing your growth, like her daddy is influencing her growth, then how do you know that your newfound growth is not based on his standards? Number four, her man will never get the respect that she thinks he deserves. I think part of her trying to put everybody in their place and trying to get everybody to respect her is not just because she is one of the greatest comedians out there. It's because people are also disrespecting her and her man. I think everybody's looking at your dynamic like something kind of weird. They don't really see somebody who's protecting her, providing for her. They see somebody who's using her. That's why people don't feel him like that. People don't respect him. And I don't know if she's ever gonna accept that, but I don't think he will ever get that love, respect, admiration that she believes he deserves. Number five, I would say material things will never make up for a lack of parenting. Now, helping out your child financially is great. Some of us don't have that. But nothing will ever be a bigger impact to a child than the parents' presence and the amount of safety, financial, but also emotional, mental, psychological. I think parents need to keep that in mind, especially in my community, the Black community. They only think about giving your children all the things that they never had. A lot of those things are material things. And it's not even that they had all the love and support and they just lacked on the material things. I guess because material things are things that are easy to have and acquire, that's where the focus is being put. If you cannot deal with this child emotionally, just buy them something to calm them down. Number six, if I was in her shoes, I would try to stay active, professionally active. And in between telling the truth, I would try to write jokes and maybe post on my Instagram page or post on my YouTube platform. Right now, I don't really know anything that she's doing but telling her truth. And like I said earlier, it is very important to tell your truth, but if all eyes are on you as a comedian and people cannot even see any recent comedy work that you've done, and I'm pretty sure there is, but we cannot even verify that because it's not easily accessible. Why? Because all the truth telling is outshining everything. It doesn't play at her advantage. And I think while she's active trying to bring light on a very common and big issue in Hollywood, which is how a lot of actresses are being treated or mistreated, should I say, she should be able to sit down and write a few jokes and share it with the world, so we know that even if this woman is telling the truth and is telling her truth, she hasn't lost the comedic sauce. 7, and this is the final one, we need to treat others the same way we want to be treated. The approval that she wants from Tyler Perry and Oprah is exactly the same approval that her son wants from her. Those two are just living your lives. They don't even care. They don't even look at her. They don't mention her. I think they don't want to be friends with her. They are not invested. They don't even care. They don't even address it, to be honest. They're ignoring her the whole time. I really don't think she's going to get an apology from them. She might, but even if they apologize anytime soon, a part of me will feel like there is something going on in the background. They're not apologizing because they're really sorry, but because of some ulterior motive. Because it's already been going on years and they haven't been acknowledging her. Only Lee Daniels. But I think she's chasing her own tail with this one. She's searching and almost begging them to approve of her, and I don't think they ever will. This concludes my video on this whole topic. Please go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know how you feel, what you think. Go ahead and hit the like button. It's very free. And please go ahead and subscribe because there's going to be more videos like this one. I will catch you all in the next video.